If it is considered that your family member is at risk of being deprived of liberty, then they will undergo a series of 6 assessments. These are age assessment. To check that they are aged 18 years or over. No refusals. For example, has your family member made an advanced decision to refuse treatment or a lasting power of attorney which is in conflict with the potential deprivation? Mental capacity assessment. This will assess if your family member can make the decision themselves or if they lack capacity to make the decision. This assessment will follow the principles of the Mental Capacity Act 2005. Mental health assessment. This assessment is to find out if your family member has a medically diagnosed mental disorder as defined in the Mental Health Act 1983, and which can include people with learning disabilities. It is not to assess if your family member needs mental health treatment. It will be carried out by an approved doctor. Eligibility assessment. This means if your family member is being detained or has other requirements under the Mental Health Act 1983, meaning that an authorization under the Deprivation of Liberty, safeguards, cannot be used. Best interest assessment. This assessment is to decide if the deprivation is in the best interests of your family member. It is necessary to protect them from harm, and that the deprivation is a proportionate response to the likelihood and severity of that harm. This harm might include being harmed by others as a result of their lack of capacity, regarding risk, for example. The supervisory body will decide the order of the assessments. The mental health assessor and the best interests assessor must be 2 different assessors. The other 4 assessments can usually be done by either of these assessors or other eligible assessor as defined by the Code of Practice. The role of the best interests assessor is of particular importance to you as a family member or carer, as this is the assessment where you will be involved. The best interests assessor will work in line with the Mental Capacity Act 2005 principles and best interests checklist, and consider other relevant factors. The best interests assessor they can also make recommendations, for example, who might be appointed as your family member's representative, or about the duration of the authorization. For each of the other 5 assessments, the relevant assessor will gather the information about your family member that is required by the criteria for that particular assessment. They will then record their assessment and report the results, giving copies of it to the managing authority, your family member, and their representative. Any IMCA. When can an authorization be given? When all the assessments have been completed, the supervisory body will use these to make a decision.